right, let's see what we got. Let's do that. Guess we clocked in. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Hey, what's going on, party people? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Grateful, thankful, and all these beautiful things, goes out to you. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, as a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much is that I help people to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And the whole idea for me to help you to become mentally and emotionally balanced is just so that you can have a greater perspective or a greater level of self consciousness. You see, like when we look at people like Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, regardless of if you look at them as a let's just say a historical figure, right? But then again, the part that would be necessary for us is the person that he was, the level of understanding that he had. So in so many words, what you are acknowledging that being a Christ or Krishna is just a personification of that level of understanding. So that's why you have to become that level of understanding. And just like Jesus, let's just say he did it, then now you can say you did it too. You don't say he only did it. Now you gotta take, yeah, what about you? So already, I guess, I'm feeling it a little bit. But anyway, going back to, being in alignment with your emotions and your mental allow you to have a greater perspective of things. And we all should understand by now, let's just say, if, we do act out of fear. And if we act out of fears, meaning then that emotion has some sort of impact on how you see things. Because let's just say, hypothetically, if you're afraid of dogs, then you'll take all the decisions and you will look at all the possibilities for you to create a reality where you do not want to be next to a dog. And vice versa. If you got your heart broken, you know what I'm saying? He fucked you and he never called you back. Don't worry about it. No, that case totally different, baby. You know what I'm saying? But let's just say, you know what I'm saying, and then you're gonna create. I mean, there's a level. At that point, you'll start seeing life in certain ways because of that. Let's just say those emotional blockages, or because of that pain, and vice versa too. Let's just say now you say fuck the pain. Let's be more mental. Now we're gonna control the pain. And for the most part, that's automatically what takes place. I'm saying it's either you right here or you right here, but never in alignment where the two of them becomes together. Now you have a broader perspective. You became the perfect man, the holy man. And that perfection doesn't mean or has nothing to do with being flawless. It's just saying it's whole, it's complete. That's the idea of the yin and the yang. Ma'at. Well, that's what justice is. I got a few of my folks. I got to give out justice. We got to do realignment. Come on, man. We got to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing the wrong thing. Not good. Ah, don't you ever do that again. Or you gonna learn. Oh, you gonna learn, baby. You gonna learn today. Now, if you become more mental, you become very rigid. There's no spot for emotions. Then you become Judge Dredd. You become robotic. You stepping on other people's toes. It's all business. Now, that's what your life has become. And of course, you're going to have your anxieties, your depressions. It comes with it too, because what you're dealing with when you're talking about depression, anxiety, it's your emotions not in control. It's out of control, fucking emotions. You're out of control, my nigga. Why? Simply being too mental. You're not in alignment with this. Now, listen, man, I'm giving out medicine today. Those are your Thanksgivings. Come on, man. Come get your blessings, man. Please allow the kids to come in. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody hear this. All right, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let everybody knows it. Because we're giving out things here, man. We're giving out sights to those who can see it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, baby. You tell them we're blessing. Listen, man, the paralyzed are now walking. You know what I'm saying? You tell them that. That's a miracle, man. Beyond being biblical. Shit. You gotta live the shit. Anyway, I was just having a moment. It happens. Now going back to you being too rigid, or another way of saying that too, being in your masculine energy or being too logical, then this is what comes with it. A lack of balance, meaning depression, anxiety, and all that shit. Not to mention, what I'm saying, the fakery, all the bullshit that we actually do. Right? Like it's theatric. To be honest, if you're not being you, like what the fuck, man? This is theatrics. You lying to yourself by yourself. It's amazing. To me, it is. How do you go so wrong? Think about it. That's where your emotions comes in, your intuitions. You know what's right. It's begging, it's asking you, listen, you know what you got to do. Being you, in fact, that's why a lot of your anxiety comes from. This is another way of saying that too. That's where the shadow work comes in. But I got something else on that. And this is the war that you got going on between, I don't know. Why not making a mythology out of it? Shit, because we're not. I mean, our essence it's fucking magical. So why not making history out of it, or make a mythology out of it? Then having you now, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna slay your dragon. Go get him, Spider. Check out the title, man. You gotta see the God in you, baby. You know what I'm saying? You got what are you doing? But anyway, going back, I was getting ahead of myself here. You know what I'm saying? I got excited. It's Thanksgiving, babe. hmm Well, actually, a few days, but past, but it's all good. I live in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? If I was that for me, I mean, so when that happens, I just don't know how to, I just can't handle myself. Anyway, so now, I mean, again, we're just talking about being mentally and emotionally balanced here. I mean, shit, and a lot of other bullshit. But going back to the core of what I do, pretty much. So far, I mean, you can see the complexity in that, and you can also see how surgical I get too. Oh, we're very precise, baby. Precise. We have all our fucking dots. You know what I'm saying? Dotted. All dots are dotted, man. Straight like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, listen, man, it's always gonna be a show, baby. There ain't no fucking shame in my game at all. I'm living this shit. I'm on stage for if you're asking me, and it's no one else but me. Literally, even right here, and even if I were in front of a million people, like I am now too, not presently, but you already know. I guess a million views. You see the things they do for views. You see the things like people do for views. We do it all. But anyway, this is a good day, man. So now, just to show you the complexity and not to be, I mean, in the process, or even the understanding, or even the becoming, the whole idea of mind, body, and soul. When you hear that, this is what you have to become. This is who you are. So I deal with a lot. You know what I'm saying? But that's only because you are a lot, and all of us are. The complexity of this shit, man, listen, it goes beyond what you see. So that alone is showing you how mysterious you are. Listen, I don't know if you, I mean, shit, I mean, am I telling you something that, am I lying? Motherfucker, am I lying? If there's more to you than just your dick and pussy, I think you're incredible. Better yet, okay, that was a little strong of a word, but we could say, I think you are mysterious. Now I really got to watch out for you now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do when we get to know somebody, right? To get to know someone, it's not just their physical appearance. This is also us acknowledging, consciously or unconsciously, that person is what's behind that body, or is that little a spirit in that body, and that entails their character, their level of understanding. All of that could be put in fucking energy, and within that energy, there's intelligence in it. It's radiating. It's all that good shit you guys are doing out there. Keep going. I'm here to congratulate you. And for those of you who needs to reconnect, well, I got you too. I'm here for you. In fact, this is for you. You got to answer the call, baby, like I did. You know what I'm saying? I walked through that motherfucker. You heard? You know what I'm saying? They showed me the door. I became the door. Not only that I went through the door, I became the way. And that's what the consciousness is. Now you have becoming the way. You hear it all. Jesus said it to you. But you stuck in that Jesus part, not looking at you. Look at the title again. Just a reminder. Oh, I'm already going in. I need to slow down. All right, let's take it easy. I want some bullshit. I can hide it. I try. I mean, shit. What's the point of me hiding it anyway? I'm getting the most out of it. I'm not gonna tip myself, motherfucker. You got me fucked up. You must have think I was you. You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm not you. That's why you can never understand me. Because I'm not you. You're looking at me from you. And you're gonna lose every time. That's why you're losing. You didn't know. Literally what you don't know always gonna get you, baby. It's always what you don't know that gets you. Stay in the knowing, man. And that's where you have to make that connection with self. And this is also the realignment or the alignment that we're talking about here. Anyway, long way to say what I do and how I do it. You know what I'm saying? All that. And I didn't even talk about the emotions yet. Okay, so let me do that real quick, right? So now we understand how important, to have your emotion or to become emotionally balanced, right? We understand the importance of it now. But what do we mean by it though, right? So when we're talking or when I'm talking about being emotionally balanced, I'm definitely not referring to. You see how people be like not to show your anger or maybe not to raise your voice. You see, this is dealing more on the crooked side. That's not what we do here. Listen, I don't teach you how to cheat, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking to cheat, you go somewhere else. I'm sorry. Hey, I don't. I'm the nigga that appears when the student is ready. Oh, I get it. I understand my mission. I'm on it. I grab it by the pussy. That's how much I'm on it. Okay? And I'm not letting it go. Not for you, not none of you motherfuckers. Found my treasure, baby. You can't unknow what you know. Once you know it, you know what I'm saying? In Haiti, we have this shit. We say, konem bat konon, fin konon net. You know what I'm saying? I can't, hey, man, I already saw it. What you gonna tell me now? I already saw it, dog. Oh, man, you can't tell me nothing. You feel me? Nothing at all. Anyway, that's, just, you know what I'm saying? Random. hmm So now, you know, again, going back to, being emotionally balanced, it has nothing to do with you not truly expressing it, but it has everything to do with you understanding what your emotions are. And then from there, you acknowledge that emotion. to be fully not. It's not. Let's just say to be triggered, because sometimes a lot of people who act that way, don't worry about it until they're being triggered. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers, let's just say, going back to the example I was using before, right? Not to raise your voice or not to show anger. You just gotta trigger them. You just gotta find the right button. We all know it. Well, I know it. But a motherfucker that does his work, shit. I tell him, dude, you tell me what side I look better on. I'm the button that you're pressing on. You find me. I'm free. That's when you have nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove. And at the same time, that's because I'm proving everything. Me proving everything, nothing to prove. And again, that's the connection, that's that alignment, that's that my eye. Justice. Justice. Some of us, that's what justice is. It's like you've been doing bad shit for a long time, or people are not looking, or nobody knows it's you. And then at one time, at one point, it comes to the light. Nothing hidden remains hidden. You might as well be naked. All right, you know what I'm saying? You'll have at it. But sooner or later, tick tock, motherfucker. And that's on everything. And that's beyond me. If you're asking me, I'm just witnessing the whole shit. Check out the title, man. Remember the title. I'm saying? I want you to keep all of that in mind as I'm speaking about all of this. Now, in addition to helping you to be emotionally balanced, so technically what we're truly doing is understand you being in charge of your emotions. You having a direct connection with your emotions. In the occult, which I'll be talking about shortly, we use the term you have to heal your wounded child. Now, what that means is you dealing with those early emotions that you neglected. Maybe because it was too painful, you choose to forget it. You think forgetting it will be better. Oh boy, that is not the way to go. Because they say you can't bear none of that shit. And that's when the anxiety, the toxicity, the you being triggered, all of that shit comes from. It's like you're gonna remember me, and that's you now at that point, shadow boxing yourself. But I'll be talking about that later. You know what I'm saying? So, but I figured, hey, it has to be said. Then now you shadow boxing yourself. Man, I hope you can grasp the picture. Because being an artist, I guess, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to give it the best of my ability too. You know what I'm saying? We Picassoing over here. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta paint the picture. Now, in addition to that, right? So now you're dealing with those early emotions that allow you to somehow have, you breathing a little more, you opening up, you healing. Another way of saying that. And as a spiritual healer, that's the healing I'm giving you. But it's happening through that connection, that you're making with your emotions and becoming emotionally balanced. That's what you're truly dealing with. Now, in addition to that, I also help you to become mentally balanced. Now, that's another motherfucker you got to deal with too. Now, you have to understand, okay, how does my intellect work? What is my mind? What is my mental? And after you get past all that good jazz, then you like, okay, so how have I been trained to think? To master your mental, you have to be the one in control of it. That's why you have to understand pretty much the control mechanism, and they're pretty much around you. Mythology does it. It's another way of controlling your mind. Your society does it. Your culture does it. They are all contributing to how your mind is being shaped. Now, if you understand that, that's why I always tell people mythology is the highest mind control. It's the best. Like it's the finest of mind control. Like it's the best. No wonder why our ancestors did it. But what you got to truly understand what mythology is and how, well, what it is how it affects you. Just like your God creates your reality. If I choose, let's just say right here, right now, to become a 7-day Adventist, maybe me being in front of this mic or behind this laptop here, that wouldn't be something that I would be doing. So that wouldn't be part of my reality. So consciously or unconsciously, whatever religion or whichever God you choose to follow, it's also a representation of your current life because those are the principles that you go by. That's why you need to have God in your life. Now you got to choose your God wisely. Who's your God? If your God is the material world, meaning you identify yourself with that for you to be that, that's what you got to do. That's what we call you worshiping idols. Then that's a world of jealousy, competition, envy, all of this bullshit. That's what you're dealing with. And that's the society you're living in. And that's the level of understanding, and that's the reality that they are giving you. That's how they're shaping your mind. They rocking you to bed from the time you walk in this bitch. They became, in so many words, a master of illusion. And that's the abyss. This is you now, what I'm saying, living in the material world. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you have identify yourself. You're playing yourself so small. But for you to see the God in you, how do you play yourself so small? It doesn't make any sense. The whole political bullshit, like you have to somehow being humble has to do with you not valuing yourself. How is that even valuable? That definition of humbleness is not even valuable. What the fuck? You see, like I always tell people, right? I believe in the same thing that they believe in. They tell me how. Like right now, if you were to ask me, do I believe, let's just say there's a greater God than us who created us? I'll tell you, yes, I do. But this is where the difference between you and I lies. It's when now, but there's another part of me that I also acknowledge that you choose not to acknowledge, which is that is this God is valuable because of you. I mean, you can't tell me you're making Jesus this Jesus if it's not valuable to you. So the value comes from you. That's why let's just say if I was into Islam, well, your Jesus means nothing to me. And if you're into Jesus, my Muhammad means nothing to you. And that's what people are trying to tell you sometimes. Yo, people are different, dog. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, I'm not you. You know what I'm saying? You never hear that shit? That's why, too, a mind. I'll talk about that later on tonight. Because I'm going to be talking about the shadow self. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about some shadow shit tonight. So if you're listening to this and so far, you like, well, shit, there's a whole lot more for you. Stay tuned or subscribe, whatever the fuck you do. That's on you. I'll put it out there. My part is done. Completed, sealed. Anyway, how do you neglect you? So again, how do I neglect me accepting also there's a greater God than me? Because I may choose not to accept it. You may call me stupid, whatever. But I'm also telling you what you believe in. I have no what you eat. Don't make me shit. What you eat do not make me go to the bathroom. That's why, like for me, I understand that shit. Like that's why I tell people when you angry, what the fuck that has to do with me? In fact, I'll make you more angry. Why are you giving me all that power? Again, that's you. Because I give you zero power. And zero. Like as in null, like void. Null, nothing. Another day at the office, baby. Just another day at the office. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Another day at the office. So again, I believe in what you believe in too. But how do I neglect? It's almost like I think the Matrix has also a similar analogy where they were talking about if you're living in this wake life, right? Let's call it wake or waking life. And if you go to sleep, you have a dream, then you also experience the same senses. I mean, it wasn't a waking one, but you still experience you peeing, somebody give you punching something, or you're about to die, then you wake up. Whatever the fuck that situation is, right? Why do you choose this one, and then you say that one is not good when you experience both of them the same. When I say the same, meaning they are different, but you still feel it. Okay, if I feel hot over here and I feel cold over here, I should treat them the same. Not saying that fire and cold is the same, but it's the feeling. In fact, we do. That's when you know when to turn on your cold water, depending on a hot day or how your body feels. That's because you do. And that's how you embrace both sides of you. And then you make the best out of you. So again, in this waking life, it doesn't make sense. And that's what a lot of us do. Then now that same side of us that we all experience, that we know that exists, we call it paranormal. Paranormal at that point. It's not the normal shit. But you experience it, I mean, normally. You make that shit make sense to me. Again, this is us. That's because you have identified yourself with just dick and pussy. Again, you're playing yourself small. Why do you keep yourself so small? Now, if we even okay, so let's talk about Christianity for a minute, right? How do I God sacrificed his only son for you? That's because you ain't shit? Come on, man. And you don't think that's a little too bold of a story, dog? Like, you don't think that that's too bold of a statement? Like, you really fucking my mind up? You trying to fuck my mind up like this much, nigga? This fucking much? We gotta stoop that low to be politically correct? You know what I'm saying? Shit, like, you gotta stump on you that much? Is it necessary? I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't see it so neither. It doesn't make sense. Whereas everything, a good relationship comes with you being your best self. You going into that career, you being a sportsmanship like Michael Jordan, he became his best self. A strong mind, a strong body. His willingness not to give up, to always get better. Well, got him motherfucking better, got him far. Mike Tyson told you got to learn how to love the shit you don't like to do. Man, that nigga fucked me all the way up. Like, damn. I'll be talking about that part later on too tonight because there's a lot to say about that. That's your true initiation. That's when now you truly start looking at life from a different perspective. This is you understanding you have everything that you need. You never get the shit that you want. God gave you everything you need, man. Now you got to start looking at that's when now you are recreating your reality by having a higher level of consciousness. I think the Sufis, that's why I always say wisdom is wisdom, regardless where it comes from. Don't be stuck in one page or in a small paragraph. See, again, your God is so small. Your God is too small. You gotta pump this motherfucker up a little. Shit. You gotta see the creator in you, man. Let's just say as well, like a little bit. I mean, give yourself a little credit, nigga. A little bit more. Like you're not even giving it credit in your perspective, right? Just a little credit. And let's just say that's a big part of what becoming emotionally balanced is too. Is to acknowledge, the little shit that people do for you. It doesn't have to be good. That's what gratitude is all about. Being thankful is all about. It may not be what you. That's why I always tell people, if you're not happy with little, you're not gonna be happy with a whole fucking lot. Like for me, I live like a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? When I have a dollar, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Money don't make me, motherfucker. And that's what becoming abundant is. But now you have abundance. Either way. That's why I like the line where some of those rappers, I can't recall who said it, but I was that nigga even when I was a little nigga. Like, I got you, baby. I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's written. It may not be in the Bible, but it's written somewhere, nigga. I got you. It's written. It's written, man. And that goes to say, that goes to say as well how art. That's why, like the Buddhists, they understand that. They have their, I don't know, there's a little design. That's what we do in voodoo too, with the va and all that shit. Because there's a direct connection. That's a different conversation, though. But I wanted to paint the picture for you to see the connection. That's why the priest and artist are very similar because we are both going through a transformation. Every artist, that's what they call their fucking careers. They built their career, they became, what I'm saying? It's almost like the saying that says the reward about hard work, it's not the results, but it's the person that you become. It's that transformation. So again, you gotta see the creator in you. How do you put you so small? Where every occasion in life you have overcome is showing you how big you are. I don't know. I'm a monster out here. I didn't know. Came on them. Shame on you for not knowing. We play chess. Never, never checkers, nigga. Never. This is for the elders, man. I mean, this is for the elders. I'm saying? That's why a guy like me, I always wanted to sit among the elders because I had to listen. I wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they were talking about was very attractive to me. The logic, the understanding. I always had that thirst in me, man. You know what I'm saying? So you always knew who I was. How do you make the mistake to go against that? It's like you're making a coffin for me, but that's your size. You know what I'm saying? How do you make a coffin for me? in your size, and I'm not the same size as you. Make that make sense to me. Okay, damn, man. Hard headed. You'll never learn. And those are the motherfuckers who never learn. You'll never learn. And it will show throughout your life how you never learn. And your results will show. Stay tuned. It's coming to a theater near you, baby. Stay tuned. So now, shit, I haven't even start talking about spirituality yet. I want some bullshit today. But anyway, so just to summarize, pretty much, guys, that again, becoming mentally and emotionally balanced. That was a hell of a summary, right? I mean, a whole introduction. But anyway, I mean, it gets there sometimes. It gets there sometimes. It happens, Hey, it happens. You know what I'm saying? This thing happens. So, be alert. Hey, be alerted, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. You'll be good. Now, with all that being said, you know what I'm saying? My people, you know what I'm saying? The one who are coming back, you know what I'm saying? You know what we do here. Soon as you see that thing, you're like, okay, there's something for you in it. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, man, what we do here, we're breaking bread. It's always for you. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I'm giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? If you acted naughty, well, listen. That's what you. Yeah. Listen, I gotta give you your dose. Because your element is different. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I might have to, what I'm saying, pop your ass real quick. You know what I'm saying? But understand, like, hey, that's what's got to be done for you right now. Oh, everybody's getting theirs, baby. That's what makes me your equalizer. You know what I'm saying? To the pure, all is pure. And to the unpure, you already know. That's why we walk both sides. You know what I'm saying? They don't get it. You don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna call the people I'm down with? You know what I'm saying? I don't think you understand. Like the people you were able to turn against me were the people who was never with me. But you can't get somebody who's with me against me. You think I'm lying? Am I lying? Nah, let me know. Oh shit! Daddy's coming, baby. You hear me? Really shit. Don't worry. Now listen, we'll have a lot of provisions. We'll have for days when Daddy comes. Okay? We'll be happy. Don't worry. And I'll tell you about everything that happened. Okay, yo, listen, I got you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Got you. Mm, mm. Listen, man, you already know, man, what job bless, no man curse. Oh, you gonna learn today. That's how it goes. So I'm saying all that to say, this is all for you too. Listen, no one is neglected here. I'm making sure everyone is being taken care of effectively. Now, know what we're talking about. What are we talking about? Well, again, you motherfuckers that are coming back. Listen, it's all for you. All for you wholeheartedly, with all my heart. See, I'm giving you the best of me. Either way. For those of you who wanted this, well, that's what you're gonna get. And those of you who wanted that, that is exactly what you're gonna get. How is that not fair? You tell me. How is that not fair? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Now that you already knew that it was all for you, and it's always gonna be for you, man. But most importantly, this is our supper. This is us breaking bread. This is one. Listen, man, this is an honor for me to do this, and it's a privilege. I love it, obviously. Um, it's such a privilege, man. I mean, I don't think you guys understand. It's a blessing, and the reward it's in it for me already by me just doing it. Get to see things myself. Having being in alignment yourself. It's like it's a great experience. It's I don't know, man. Find yourself, baby. Find your beauty. Make peace with yourself. Get a peace treaty. You know what I'm saying? But that's also the journey. You know, be before you get to sit on top of, I mean, in your throne. You know what I'm saying? It comes. Listen, man. You got everything that you need. You know what I'm saying? I was just being dramatic for a second. You know what I'm saying? But you do. And that's the beauty of you grasping and start looking at life that way. Oh, listen, man, it's it's you start looking at it from a God perspective. This is you becoming one with them, or with him, or with you. Well, it's not even or. It's and all of it. I mean, it's and or. That's the polarity. That's the all being the all. That's you being part of the all. This is all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got to skip that wall. You know what I'm saying? Become the all. But again, it's everything. Like the whole idea of being humble is to be politically correct. That's bullshit. That's pure bullshit. And if you really believe in that, that's sorry. That's wow. Like wow, you really going that low. That's why, isn't that the reason why we are encouraging people to see beauty in other people? Because when you do that, you pull it out of them too. But first, like for me, listen, that's why I became that mirror. Those of you who would love this, if you're on that path, you will love it. And if you're not on that path, well, it will, quote unquote, irritate your demon. Understand, that's why Jesus had enemies, man. This is a man who's not hurting anybody, who's healing people. This is your reality. You know, you got to stop looking at Jesus only from a fucking historical perspective. And even from a fucking historical perspective, you don't even fully understand it. But if you did, then it would have to take you out of that box. Meaning you would understand that this is the same. Listen, no, every, let's just say, the 80s was different from the 90s. Although they were similar, but they were very different. Now, do I need to go a little bit further? So I'm trying to say, sometimes things may appear the same, but they're not the same. But I'm also saying it's also the same too, because the part that remains the same is that nothing stays the same. Meaning, if that's why they tell you if Jesus were to come back now, the same thing that happened to him then would have happened to him now too. And the idea is, it's become that greater version of you, and it will irritate other people as well. He said, I went through the darkness didn't accept me. Let's just say if you're calling yourself a chosen one, that's when you become the black sheep of your family. They don't accept you. We talk about crabs in the barrel. This is what you're dealing with all around you. That's why, in so many words, that's what makes this a spiritual world. You're dealing with other spirit and their shadow, or just their shadow. Because when it's all said and done, you truly get to know your nature, I gotta say, then you'll start to understand that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with other people. Because if you're more than dick and pussy, most likely you're dealing with another motherfucker who's also more than dick and pussy. I mean, whether he knows it or not, but understanding also the differences on how that person look at himself, and that's what I'm doing here too, in so many words. That's why I'm trying to give you the sight because I see what you're doing to yourself. Hey, yo, no, 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 wait, wait. There's another way of looking at it. What about you? So a person like me too could also be. That's when you have your freedom fighters, and then sometimes you may have the government going against that, but or if you want to get, let's just gospel or fucking dramatic, then that's the war between the angels and the fucking whatever the fuck. Like I get it. If that's what you choose to call it, let's just say the war between good and evil. Okay, I see that. I wouldn't stop there, but I can see it. You got to go deeper, and as you're going deeper, then you get to realize it's the shadow. There's a little baby crying, and that baby like been crying for years and years and years, and that's what your criminals are. You're not your energy vampires. That's who they are. The deceivers, because they don't know who they are. Or I mean, they do, but they refuse. That's why these people, motherfuckers, never transform. They refuse to die. They become so dependent, or they do it over. Whichever, there's no balance. because I see their mind. I see how small they are too. All one sided. They're making noises. They believe it. Like it's funny how they say they don't believe in the boogeyman. They do. They're kids. Chuckies. Again, now it's imperative for you to see, the best in you. How do you accomplish the best if you don't see the best in you? That's why there's another saying that goes, the man that says I can't do it and the man that says I can do it, they are both right. They are both right. Because the one thing that the guy that's saying that I can't do it doesn't realize that the man that says I can do it realize, and that's where I become. That's why I see the God in me, is that he understands there is a choice. Anyway, yeah, so he understands there is a choice, man. There's always a choice. And that's what I've been telling you guys when I tell you it. Let's just say if I believe in voodoo, fuck Jesus. And if you believe in Jesus, well, guess what? Do I need to say anything else? You know what I'm saying? But now, if you're asking me, I embrace all of them. Give me Krishna, give me Jesus, give me this, give me that. Why the fuck not? That's what makes me great at manifesting. I'm giving you the game. You're just gonna have to wear the shoes though. You just gotta have to do it for yourself. And that's exactly what all of our ancestors did for us. And I didn't even talk about the occult tonight. That's what the occult does for you as well. Now, the occult pretty much, and I'll be talking about, well, why don't I do it now? The occult is a part of, and it's part, and it's the sacred text. It's, let's just say, it's the Krishnas, the Bible. It's whatever the fuck, ISIS. It's all that comedic, all that good stuff, right? What you're dealing with in that type of wisdom and knowledge. That's why they talk about mysticism. It's talking about the other aspect of you. Now, if it does that by helping you to acknowledge, you know what? You are more than dick and pussy. Every man lives more than just for bread and wine. See, that's that same reality that was true then that is still true now. But of course, I mean, it's not the same shit that we're eating, but do you get the point? That's why you go see a Beyonce concert. You go see Jay-Z. You go out. You go to the beach. You go to vacation. You walk. You meditate. You go to the park. You do whatever the fuck. It's nourishing that other aspect of yourself. Like you've never seen, let's just say, how's that called? I don't know if there's a terminology for it, but it's just when the sun is just about, the fucking horizon. Ooh, well, that's something it does to you. All of that is just, again, showing you there is more to you than what you appear to be. But what I'm also saying here is like that's the wisdom, that's the knowledge that the occult deals with. And now it's helping you to identify the non-physical part of you. That's why they call it a hidden culture. You have a conscious mind, you have a subconscious mind. Ooh. You got two eyes? Well, you also have a third eye. And when they telling you about the third eye, they're not creating a third eye that you didn't have. They helping you to understand it, what the fuck that shit is. That's why it's open, like it's important in your spiritual journey to open up your third eye. What you're doing is you become more receptive to light, to intelligence, to energy. Then because you're becoming more receptive to that to energy, then it gives you a better vision in what we call this world a world of illusion. Meaning things are not what they appear to be. Just like when I was talking about getting to know somebody, is to get to know their character and all that shit. It's that. So that's truly what you're dealing with. So we're not going to reject the physical part of that person. We're going to acknowledge that too, but we also understand for the most part, this is what we're dealing with. That's why you don't choose, you got to get to know who they are. That's why we also say, well, you tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are. I mean, there's no way if you're not a hoe, you're going to hang out with other hoes. Because the other hoes, when they go out, they do hoe shit. How comfortable are you in it? You hang out with hoes, you do hoe shit. You become a hoe. You tell me who you hang out with. I'll tell you who you are. That's why you're always gonna catch me with the self, baby. Now you tell me who I am. You know what I'm saying? How can I be a people pleaser? Why would I downgrade myself so low? Not to acknowledge me, but to please someone else. Never. That's on my dead body. If that's what it is, that's what it is. It's do or die, nigga. And I'll do and die. Motherfucker. What's wrong with you? No matter, ultimately, this is what it comes with. This is what it comes down to. Whether you acknowledge God in you or not, you are somehow creating or choosing whichever God you choose to go with. And whichever God you choose to go with, because you have made that decision, is going to create a reality for you that maybe, let's just say, unconsciously, but you are still doing. If right now I become a 7 day Adventist, my reality will change. I may have to get another job. If I used to work on Saturdays, I would have to let my job know I am a 7 day Adventist. Saturday, I will not be able to work. And that's what you see sometimes when people go in, like a lot of the human resources now becoming more receptive. Well, not just to it now, but they're saying we're not judging people based on religion, based on that. If that's what you do, motherfucker, wear his all over, whatever the fuck. That's what you're seeing. I'm trying to help you to understand what you see. This is my reality. Niggas want to be accepted for who they are. Good, cool. That's why for me, shit, that shit. I embrace all of them. Which one would you like to talk about? Because I know my true nature. I understand. I take a part in this. And if I do, well, why not learn about all of them? And then ultimately, but you can only be that receptive when you understand. Let's just say, if you're talking about Jesus or Krishna, it's a level of understanding. So that's why when you truly understand the historical, only just the historical part of it, you know what I'm saying? It will take you beyond that. That's why you talk about his life, the type of wisdom that he was talking about, the type of understanding, the shit that he was talking about. Well, it comes with a level of understanding. When you see fuck, when this motherfucker, like, I see the brightness in his statement. I see great intelligence in his statement. Isn't that what a smart motherfucker do? He ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Like, and this is what I like the most, even for me. Yo, I could say the worst way ever. If you're smart, you see the gems in it. That's why I don't be stuck on how people are saying shit. You know what I'm saying? And of course, like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how we cook shit too. That's why we also understand this is not for everybody, but at the same time, it is for everybody, and it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. So now, if you really get to understand, again, we're talking about because consciousness is always evolving. So meaning the Jesus that came in the time that he came would have to be a different Jesus today, man. He cannot be that same Jesus. And as you see in that historical shit, it's showing you he was the same as these other motherfuckers. Eating, that's why his language was the shit that these motherfuckers were doing around that time. Now, with the age of computer, niggas don't say I had a revelation. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But it would make more sense for me to say I got a download. You understand what I mean? So consciousness is forever evolving. So yes, motherfucker, if Jesus were to come back, you'll kill him again. Because you never knew that Jesus any fucking way. And that's why you'll kill him again. So in other words, you don't even fucking understand the fucking historical shit that you talking about. It's all words, man. So being humble got to be this political bullshit. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit in itself. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody, I mean, shit, like, come on, nigga. That's the boogeyman right there. I mean, I get it. A lot of people are so emotional through the fucking Bible. But if you take your emotions away, like, how come one book become your fucking life? And then you're gonna talk about, like, nigga, you don't believe in supernatural? Get the fuck out of here. That's because you're not fucking natural. Because you're not natural, you call it supernatural. How do you be fucking natural? A motherfucker give you a book and that's it? Come on, man. I mean, what part of understanding is this shit? You know what I'm saying? What level of consciousness is this? No wonder why you're not fucking conscious. That's why you're not woke or conscious, because you're not having a direct understanding with the knowledge. And that's why Jesus even tell you that too. If you want to be like me, pick up your own cross, walk it. Am I saying anything that was not said? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But your interpretation of it obviously leads you to where you are. Because what we're truly talking about here is just different perspective. If you're telling me this man killed his only son for you to feel like you ain't shit, that's your perspective. I mean, it's kind of crazy how you get to that result. I respect it. But hey, that's crazy. Why would anybody do a sacrifice for you? When you do a sacrifice, is it because the person is not worth it? It would seem to me like God is sacrificing for you. You tell me how you want to break it down. You choose whichever one you choose. But ultimately, it doesn't. I don't know how you get to like. How did you? Wow, man, that's magic. Yeah, that's voodoo like a motherfucker. If you're asking me, you know what I'm saying? That's whoa. That's the okey doke right there. I don't know, man. That's wow. That's wow. Sorry, but I'm not sorry too. Like, what the fuck? But it's all part of having compassion too. But it doesn't add up. Your math ain't math, and I don't know how you do that. How did you get there? You know what I'm saying? I got nigga got 3 by 4 like a million. What? You know, well, how do you define your fours? Like, what would be the meaning of each one that makes it a four? I need to understand. How did you get it? How did you do that? You're just gonna have to tell me more. But if we were, but if we are referring to not putting your accomplishment over somebody else, that's a different story. Now, when you're saying this, you're not saying you don't acknowledge what you do, but that's also you having a greater respect for other people too. You understand your boundary now. That's what self-respect is all about. If you don't respect you, nobody's gonna respect you, man. That's why for me, I respect other people because I respect my boundaries. I know who I am. And you don't have to be in my world. Like, that's crazy. That's chaotic. What part of civilization civilized that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that being civilized? Like, what part of being better is that? It sounds more like projecting to me. Now, motherfuckers got you thinking projecting on you is I don't know. It's the best thing. You know what I'm saying? And again, and I didn't really talk about spirituality tonight, but even when we're talking about mythology, if you think God has nothing to do in your life, how do you think, the Roman was able to this? They use it as a weapon, and it is a weapon. If I control your God, I control you. That's why mythology is the greatest mind control of it all. But that doesn't mean mythology is bad. You just got to create your own myth. That's why you have to choose your God. And I say choose all of them. Why the fuck not? It would just make your experience greater anyway, because now you have a broader perspective. Meaning you could look at life from a Christian perspective. You can also look at it from a voodoo perspective. You can also look at it from a Buddhist perspective. You can also, that's when you become open minded. Isn't that what we're doing? Like, you learning how to accept them. This motherfucker's gay? Well, let him be. See, that's why I always tell people, for you to be the best version of yourself, to be a spiritual, fully spiritually, it's become a great human being. So your sanity, it's based on your spirituality. So although I didn't talk about spirituality, but some of the main thing misconception is that people don't look at themselves as spirit because you're ignorant to your nature. It's not because it's fucking outside of you. I mean, of course it is, because you never identify yourself with that part of you. So you're right and wrong at the same time. And that's truly the difference between when they say the men that says, I can't, and the men that says I can. The difference is I'm right and I'm looking at you, you wrong and right. Because ultimately it all comes down to you. Now, if you were introducing a culture, well, guess what? They introduce it to you. That's why another part of you becoming mentally balanced is to you have to question your society. You have to question society. You got to question your culture. Then ultimately, when you become your best version, it's when I know for me, I could say it's like for me, it's when I become Haitian, but yet at the same time, not being Haitian. Or even for you, it's like yes, you that's where you were born, that's what it is, but you understand there's more in you. That's all that's pretty much saying. But I like to say it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to show how bright I was. I was just shining. Anyway, it's your fucking essence. But relating that to, seeing, God in you, I mean, I mean, it's just a matter of you do. Now, what I'm saying is just, trying to help you to become more conscious of it because you're already creating your reality. That's why when I talk to people about the law of fucking manifestation, I don't get you to feel like you've been manifesting. You don't have a manifestation problem. You have a turnaround problem. You know what I'm saying? And I really came to understand that after, understanding that like Dr. Dr. Africa was the first guy to teach me that, or I was able to learn from him, you practice stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Because not being too conscious sometimes you're just living in life, right? But you don't understand, or consciously or not. Again, you know what I'm saying? That's why to help you to become a little more conscious, well, you question yourself. Did you read a book today? Or maybe what did you learn new? Did you learn something new? You see, that would be some of the things you would need to do to make sure you're nourishing or you're watering your garden, becoming a little more conscious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not doing that, then you essentially practicing being stupid. You're doing the same shit over and over again. And insane. So seeing the God in you has absolutely nothing to do with being arrogant. Nothing at all. Sometimes being arrogant could be a lack of you seeing who you are. That's the reason why the weakest person always act the loudest one. You know what I'm saying? There's a is it a proverb that says like an empty barrel? The empty barrel makes a lot make more noise. That's just the way it goes. So that's why you also, for me, and going back to you understanding you're dealing with spirit, you're dealing with people's shadow. That's what you're dealing with. But again, going back to seeing the God in you has nothing to do with being arrogant, or even to say not being humble. Humble has nothing to do with that. Humble is to put your accomplishment over somebody else. Meaning, if I say I'm a doctor and you a fucking waiter or waitress, and I say I'm better than you, that's not being humble. Now, to be humble would be I'm a doctor, and then you a waiter or waitress, and I respect you. We do different jobs. I may get more money than you, but yet again, we do different shit too. That's what I'm saying. I mean, a nigga ain't gonna be making more money than you if he's not doing something that you're not doing. I mean, even if you're doing the same shit, he became success. I mean, there's something he's doing in what you're doing that he's doing it a certain way. That's why everybody has their own formula of success. You got to find yours. And that's why you never fucking compare yourself to nobody. It doesn't make sense. To do what? To do what? You'll never do anything. Now, I'm not saying not to be inspired by someone, but you'll be inspired for you to do you. Those are the shit I get inspired. I got inspired by a lot of motherfuckers to be me. And that's the purpose. So again, when we're talking about, I mean, you don't have a manifestation problem. You're already creating the chaos that you are vibrating on the same level as. Oh, you good. That's why, what I'm saying, you cannot, again, put new wine in old bottles, an old bottle of wine. Doesn't make sense. You got to get a fresh pot. Well, guess what being born again is? Guess what now being born of the spirit is? That's when now you start to acknowledge that spiritual side of you. And that's also part of you doing your shadow work. That also take parts of you knowing your nature. So to see the God in you, you gotta I mean, a lot of you, it's an issue because you don't know your nature. So maybe this shit should have been like know your nature. I don't know. I could still, slash knowing your nature. Because your true nature, you are creating your environment. And that creation is based out of your narrative, your understanding. Just like an artist, it's, when you see the art, that's when he recreates it. Musician does the same thing too. They feel it a certain way, but they need to put it now to manifest it. Like, yeah, but it's missing something. Then you got to find what that something is. So again, this is when you're dealing with that relationship between the knowing and the not knowing, the physical self and the spiritual self. It's that connection. That's how you acknowledging the self, and now your shadow self is also becoming part of you instead of you separating from your shadow. Now you shadow boxing and going against you. But anyway, we're gonna leave it here. All right. So I hope you can see the God in you, man. You know what I'm saying? But before I let you go, guys, always remember, all right, to give is to receive. You know what I'm saying? Always remember. You know what I'm saying? If you can't tell nobody how much you grow, well, that's because you have not grown. Another way of saying that, if you don't know how stupid you used to be, then you're probably still stupid. And always remember, the pain, the remedy of the pain, is in the pain. I see.